show up. Let's see. I want to see. Da 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 da. Ooh. So worry face can't be seen. Got it. So we're in the wrong one. Isn't this in a double up? This is not us. Webcam. Stop doing that, I swear. Piss me off, bro. Child. Upsetting me. Okay, so I cannot see myself. Oh, it's up, but I am now visible. Got it. Yet I cannot make this any smaller. Custom. I'm huge, and I don't want to be huge. So stop hitting my phone. Stop hitting my phone. Stop doing that. That's why I asked you to stop doing it. Well, you're the one hitting it. Okay. Well, I don't know if there's anything we can do if we're trying to test this. I wanted to see how big it is so I can make it smaller here. Like, my editing mode is just not working. And it's just frustrating. Don't even dare. Let me just big. No hitting. What did we say? No hitting your face. No, it's a bad habit. Ah, what did I say? No hitting the face. Remove, hide, filter, connect, format, lens. Can I make it smaller? Where is it smaller, bro? No. What if I can? Let me put some people. A little actually. Oh, this is good. Oh, that's terrible. I am testing out a way to figure out how I can make my thing smaller, and it doesn't want to be. Oh, this is just a test. We're going live in 3. Oh, that's perfect. What? I mean, we're a little whatever. We're gonna keep that. Okay, we're gonna keep this, and oh nope, that went back to just disgustingly huge. What? How did it get so big? What if we do this? It's okay. We're figuring out new things today. Not fun. Come on. Transition. Uh-oh. Not good. No way that this thing actually formatted correctly. Can we keep it? Is it going to stay? Is it going to stay? Ugh. I feel bad because I put test now. I feel like we don't need to test. We got it done. One, two, three. Bam. All right. It is going to stay. We are live. We definitely got 2 more minutes before anything goes crazy, but we are live here today. As you can tell, we're missing some people. Normally, I have two friends with me, or one at least. Oh, one at least. I have none today. It's me and my little baby. We still got a full show for you today, so be ready. Okay, we still got everything coming up for week 8, week 7 look back. We have everything. Hopefully the friends are okay. I heard there's a little bit of a issue with the explosiveness of something. I won't talk more. And the other one, I guess, is just being a little lazy, I guess. It's okay. Hopefully Bud will stick around and not do too much crazy. I know who's kind of watching now and talking. I love it. He's a little good boy. Let's start this shit off right. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. No, welcome back, guys. Shit gigs and topic here. We got week 7 recap. I got baby Zayden. Guys, isn't he the most adorable child ever? I'm pretty sure everyone says that about their kids, but man, this guy, he just makes my heart melt. Hey, we are here live, okay? Don't forget, guys, live on YouTube every Tuesday. New time possibly starting at 6:30. We shall see. I'm not a hundo yet. I don't know whether I want to keep it yet. Oh my gosh, I forgot I have a timer up here. I'm not really going to use it today, even though I probably could. Moving on. All right. You know what the deal is. We're having our recap. We're talking week 7 scores, top 10 fantasy players, week 7 injuries, our week 7 waiver wire pickups. That one's going to be huge. And our week 7 matchups. I'm sorry, week 8 matchups, not to mention me. This is Brian. Telling you, this baby, he's on me. He's gonna have his way by the end of this. I'm not really sure. I'm a little afraid. I know. Hopefully, mom's here in time too. That way, she can help save you a little bit. I know. I love you. All right, guys. Moving on. Let's go. Let's get this started. First off, none of my stuff is here. It's tragic. I don't know why. Let's go back. It's cool. Look at that. It's not there. My graphic is just not there. Both my graphics just not here. Is this a thing today? This is a thing. Let's see. There we go. Sometimes you just got to refresh the page. I apologize. Now that the graphics are live, Thursday night football, 33-10 Saints got obliterated in a way that didn't make any sense to me. Again, Saints makes sense. Okay, I get it makes sense. They're almost playing with their second string now. Defense is not holding up the way that defense used to be. For whatever reason, Broncos are killing it with freaking Sean Payton coming back and showing the Saints what's up. Like, hey guys, like y'all got rid of me. I still got some left in this tank, okay? 4-3 Broncos take down the Saints, man. Enough said, because Williams went off on this game. He was sitting on my bench. Would have got me extra points. I messed that up huge. Still got lucky enough to come up with a victory, which was insane. So far on that fantasy squad, I've been able to beat the 2 top leaders, even though I've lost all my other games. Insane. Love this kid. Yeah, I think he adores me somehow. Patriots. Seemingly found their quarterback in Drake May. Although still not being able to click and put anything together, Jaguars ran all over them. Okay, this was a great pickup by Tanks Bigby. Bigsby. Sorry. Wrong. But there was at one point in the game where the Jags just decided to keep running the ball. Beautiful considering the running back, and just every time, just first down, 8 yards, first down. I said, keep going, man. They're gonna keep going, keep going. It was just so sad, but I appreciated it. Jags are still pretty terrible with 2-5. I mean, obviously, they have a long battle if they think they're gonna stick into this, but it's looking pretty tough. And honestly, for a game that no one really watched because of the location and the timing of it, I hope everyone enjoyed it where they were. Seahawks, Falcons. Seahawks definitely needed this win, and now they're above the Niners in the AFC. So are, I'm pretty sure, I think the Cards. The Rams are the only team I think that are sitting in dead last, and they're giving away their star wide receiver. So that's going to be very interesting how that plays out. My son feels like you want to get down. You want to get down? Okay, stay close. I gotta watch this child. I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'll let you come down for a little bit, okay, bud? Seahawks absolutely torched that ass. I definitely thought the Falcons would have been a lot better, but getting some injuries on both sides of the ball, not good. But Seahawks looking solid with Geno Smith. Titans Bills made sense. At first, though, the Bills defense looked like they could have given away a lot more to the Titans. But the Titans defense looked like they were going to actually hold off the Bills for a while. And then once everything kind of, you better be eating actual food. I don't trust you, bud. I know, I see you. You better be eating actual food. Once the Bills kind of got into the Bills' rhythm, they just took over, which made sense. Honestly, I'm just here for Tony Pollard. Like, keep giving the ball to Tony Pollard. Give me those, those TDs. Give me those points. I need them. Are you eating actual food? I'm checking if you're eating actual food. You think it's weird, but I'm sticking my finger in your mouth to check. Bengals, Browns. I had Bengals D on this. I really am surprised Bengals D did as best as Bengals D did, man. They had 7 points just to start the game off, and then walking in to the third, they were still holding them off. Browns got lucky with getting some points. Wildest thing, man. Wildest thing. To Deshaun Watson, and not only did there get like he got booed, but he also kind of like you deserved it. Like the entirety of a stadium was telling this man that he deserved this injury. I don't know how I feel. I feel like it's pretty messed up for the way that went down, but like I don't know, man. It's tough. Karma really came into play. Karma really came into play, and he's not going to be getting any massages anytime soon, which is really going to be terrible. No one's really going to touch him, and he's going to have an injury where he's going to need some massaging. So sucks to suck. Joe Burrows and the boys are 3-4. They keep moving up very slowly, but as long as they keep stacking dubs, they start looking a little better. Still a little not the Bengals team that they used to be. So we'll see what happens. Apparently, CJ Stroud is having a hard time over in Lambeau Field. I think the game was pretty interesting. The back and forth was wild, and this come down to 2 points. And for these teams to both be at 5-2 now is insane. And shit, man, makes me feel like the fucking Niners are falling apart day by day, week by week. Slowly, I know. Sorry, bud. Are you eating something or you have something in your mouth? No, nothing in your mouth? Sorry, I just got to check. Dolphins, Colts. Look, Colts. How are you 4-3? How are you 4-3? I wish Brian was here to explain this to me. No one on the Colts offense, I swear, really performs well in fantasy too much. I don't really think Richardson did or does. Uh, the new everyone on that squad. I don't know. I just don't know. There's like maybe one solid, and that'd be like Pittman, and that's probably it. The running game is kind of just blah, and no one really is a outbreaking star there. Dolphin squad. I don't even get how they're even playing, man, and I am surprised that I don't know. And I don't know if they're going to keep it together because obviously Tua is coming back into the fold. So if Tua comes back into the fold, they're going to return back into the team that they were. They still have a terrible D. Uh, Dolphins need a lot of work, and they're 2-4. I mean, will they be able to pull together some wins before the end of the season? I don't know. This is really tough as we're coming in to week 8. We're coming into the halfway mark. Like shit's starting to matter a lot more. Lions, Vikings, man. Vikings went down. The Vikings are no longer undefeated, and that was a hell of a game across the board. Someone was saying that there was going to be more of a defensive game. I didn't believe it. I definitely thought that these two offenses would go off on each other and do their best, and they did. And they definitely showed it in the Lions with a beautiful play, towards the end, and then that clock management, huge clock management, being able to fall in the favor of the Lions and be able to take away that victory from the Vikings and move the Lions to 5-1. Like they're gonna be sitting there in first place in the NFC. Potentially going, all right, who are we gonna play for divisionals? Eagles, Giants, 28-3. I just Giants need to get their shit together, man. Giants just got to get their shit together sooner rather than later. Eagles still didn't even look as solid as the Eagles do. Sirianni out there again. Man, I don't know. I don't know how much longer, but if they stack wins 4-2, that's solid. Eagles winning 28-3. Like I get it's a no-name kind of seeming opponent, but you never know in the NFL. Rams, Raiders. Again, upsetting to me that the Raiders keep losing. I felt like this game wasn't one of those that really anyone was too surprised about, because you definitely have a lot of people out in the Rams, and then the Raiders really have nothing left except for a possible defense. So Raiders are going to have to rebuild for years to come. Um, and hopefully they get a team that's put together, because right now it's just looking a little sad again. Moving on, Commanders, Panthers. Definitely saw this one coming. Jaden Daniels getting injured. Didn't see that one coming. Definitely wanted my tight end Zach Ertz to go off in fantasy, and we got some good numbers from him. Obviously, it would have been fantastic to have the Commanders' defense on this, considering they only stopped him to 7. I'm not sure what the exact numbers were on it, but looking into fantasy-wise, always a great time. I had to watch the Niners get completely obliterated by the Chiefs once again, and it made sense to me. They had 2 opportunities, in my opinion, and just before BA going out, they had that third quarter drive where they lost it towards the end, and if they would have put up points while the Chiefs still had only like 14, they would have had an easier opportunity to keep them within, but letting that one go, and then at the very end, I don't trust you because I know what you're gonna do over here. At the very end, that pick. Well, be careful, silly. Can I have your hand? No, he's still gonna play. That pick at the end, detrimental, and the Niners knew it, and they could not come back from it as the Chiefs scored once again. All right, I guess he's back up. This one was honestly one of my this is just funny. Okay, Sunday Night Football, Devontae comes back. He could finally play. Of course, he's playing with his Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God. It doesn't make a team better. One person, that guy, is not turning around that team. They have no identity. You have Aaron Rodgers that's probably calling the plays. Who do you have as defense? Like your defense is no longer there, like supporting each other. I feel as though they're in a disarray, and it's because of getting rid of your coach. And it's the staffing there. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys have players, but like you don't have good coaching, and there's no way that they're gonna be able to put anything together without having some good coaching. So I feel like it's just gonna be a putting Russell Wilson in instead of Fields was insane in my opinion. I mean, obviously it turned out to be a great thing. It kind of seemed like just watching Russ do whatever Russ does. He obviously has no pass protection, so he's just scrambling once again. Some of those opportunities were looking sad and dismal, and then some of them were looking superior as he's able to move that ball down the field like Russ used to and can do. This kid is going off. Steelers have a 5-2. Chiefs are 6-0. Obviously, they're one away from being able to be taken down. We'll see what happens. But Steelers right there, they have 2 QBs and a solid defense. They need to keep that shit up. Steelers can have potentially a miraculous year. Worrying about this team though, the Ravens, man, they're putting everything together. You know, the three men in the backfield that they kept talking about are just even having a duo like, man, Lamar running up the gun or Henry running up the gun, man. I'm telling you, just both of those players huge. It's like having, Christian and Purdy now. Sorry, I mean, not a good comparison because obviously the two are definitely two different quarterbacks. Lamar is obviously number one or two and top of the league. What's up, buddy? I know you're gonna play it with again. Bucks look like they were gonna be able to come back. Godwin gets injured. Actually, well, Evans gets injured and then Godwin gets injured, and it's just like, and we're not gonna be able to win this game now. But the potential of it, especially with that first onside kick, wild. And just interesting the way that they were talking about some news about only being able to have two onside kicks. So, yeah, you can only do that. Like, I don't know. Apparently, there's an issue with people just knowing the rules. So, part of that is you need to have your fundamentals down and understand the game that you're playing, across all boards, offense, defense, special teams. Like, understand, the fact that you're like, oh, I didn't know or not sure of it. You got to be, come on, man. You guys are getting paid millions. There should be no excuse. Tom Brady said it best. Chargers, Cardinals, 15-17. I honestly thought that the Chargers would have been definitely winning this game a lot more. I didn't really get to watch it too much. I just knew that Marvin Harrison Jr. was locked down a little bit, which I was very much happy for because it made me get a win over Brian, who, again, had been a top runner in the league. And, I took him down with a little L, even though I'm like 2-5 now. I'm 2-5. I love you too, buddy. All right. That was the week 7 matchups. Our winners, our losers. It was tough. I know. Moving on. I love you too, bud. Our top 10 players. Of course, Derrick Henry's in the mix. When is Derrick Henry not in the mix? Derrick Henry going crazy once again. 182 yards. I think they were saying that this guy was getting close to breaking records once again. One reception, one TD, 15 touches, 169. Insane. 15 touches, 169 yards. No hit in the face. Amon Ra, we love to see it. 112 yards, 8 receptions. That's 8 points right there. He had a tutty. I don't know why it disappeared. No rushing, just all 8 for 8, baby. Few things. 25.2, tied with Derrick Henry as well. Interesting how running back, wide receiver, both are tied. Okay. Can you let it go? Thanks. I love you. Vontae Williams. This is the one that, again, I just grew up on. I had him on the bench. He got 26.1 points while sitting on the bench. What a win for me if he would have actually been on. Because I would have won without having a little bit of scarcity to it. But 105 yards, 3 receptions, baby, 2 tutties, 88 yards for 14 rushes, a lot of touches. Keep that in mind. These boys getting a lot of touches. You definitely want to see them. Brees Hall, 141 yards, 16 receptions, a tutty, 12, baby. 12 for 38. I know you got some people back there, but Brees Hall is the one doing it. He also got some 6 out of 9. He got some reception yards too. So keep that in mind. Boom. We always want those points. 26.1, just like Williams. Kind of funny again how both of them stacking up, tying, and then mixing. Bane of my existence sometimes, but 26.4 points. He got 124 yards, 2 receptions, 2 TDs. Sorry, my child is chewing on my finger now. Funny. 25 touches. That guy is the one touching the ball every time in the backfield. 25 touches, 115 yards. 2 receptions. We love those 2 extra points to see it, obviously. That is our 6 through 10. Let's check out our 1 through 5. Thank you, buddy. Top 5 players. Saquon does not leave this list. Derrick Henry does not ever leave this list of top 10. It's insane. Saquon with 26.7 points. Don't forget, we're on ESPN. And 187 yards, 2 receptions, 1 TD, 17 rushes, 176. He actually was close to breaking a record as well, but he said, let the young boys eat. What a sweet guy. Baker Mayfield coming back. doing what he can. 390 yards, 2 receptions, 3 TDs, 2 INTs. Those INTs definitely hurt. But he actually rushed 5 times, 22 yards. Nothing crazy. Completion percentage 35 to 41. Completion attempt, I'm sorry. I don't have the actual percentage. You guys can do the math yourself. It's very easy. Divide the number in itself. 31 out of 45, not too shabby. Throwing that ball all over the place, trying to catch up with those points. Sean White did pretty solid with a 6 for 6, 29.1. He himself, 10 rushes, 40 yards. Not too shabby, not too good. 111 yards, 6 receptions, 2 TDs gives him that 29.1. Still solid. Jamar Gibbs was the one getting that ball. 15 rushes for 116 yards. Simply amazing. 4 for 4 when catching. We'd love to see them points. 160 yards total. Those 4 receptions add on to 2 tutties, giving him 32 points. And of course, the man of Monday night, Lamar Jackson, getting angel numbers here 333, 17. This is weird. This doesn't feel like too much, right? I mean, he threw the ball 22 times, 17 out of 22, solid. 4 touchdowns, 4 throwing reception touchdowns, getting him those points. Rushed it 9 times for 52 yards, so picking up some more points as he's running the ball. 34.4. He is your top player, man. Funny enough, one of our guys in our league goes, I'll give up Lamar Jackson for running back or wide receiver. So he got a running back, wide receiver, and then gave away Lamar Jackson. Interesting. That's a huge chunk of points. Not that he always gets those huge chunks of points. I thought you were seeing something. But man, that helps. 34.4 on a QB, giving you all those points. Huge. Huge. Are you getting tired, bud? You getting tired? Anything to say? Next time. Injury update. Oh my God. This guy has still not changed what we're looking at. This is horrendous. This is insane. So many injuries. We were talking about them earlier. Whether it was, San Francisco out with Debo or Ayuk, and then you also have, Deshaun Watson out with his Achilles. He's just done. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people like Puka Nakua that's possibly coming back as well. He's activated, but then you got Cooper Cup coming off injury, getting rid of him. That's just too funny. Um, couple things going on. Who else? We had another injury as well that really changes the tides for some teams. Dun-na na 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 dun-na na na dun-na. Man, Taysom Hill's still there. Derek Carr's still there. So Olave is out. Like a lot of people just with the Saints, interesting how you want to play it because there's a lot of possibilities of picking up secondary players for those touches. Sorry, bud. Because those touches, those wide receivers, anything that's in those hands are getting you points. So keep that in mind. Ooh. BA, he's out for good. Greenlaw, he's still out. Sorry, we should be looking at our players like our wide receivers and our running backs. I apologize. Metcalf had a little bit of a knee MCL thing. That's interesting. He's going to be questionable, so keep that in mind. He has been distributing the ball a lot differently too. Hasn't really been going out there. So nothing too crazy. Again, with Tampa Bay, Mike Evans having his hamstring injury. Godwin being out, like Godwin being he's not even scheduled to come back, and then you have Evans that's going to be out for an entire month, if not more. So 4 games, you're going to have the opportunity to really change up what's going on in their wide receiver core, so you can pull some more players. And obviously, they're not going to not throw that ball; they're going to be throwing that ball. So Baker's going to need some people to throw to. I feel Jaden Daniels is going to come off this injury very clean and come back so easily. Don't forget, guys, you can always see more reports. Don't be afraid to check it out with me. I'm going to get back on track with this guy. Go back. We are not done. All right, so obviously we got some waiver wire pickups. A lot of people still might have no QB, and they might need a QB coming in. Sam Darnold, throwing it, slinging it, running it, having it. 45% of the leagues say you need a backup coming in. Get some Sam Darnold, baby. I want to say Drake May is good. I want to say he's going to be a good, solid pickup. In case you got some injuries, in case you got a bye weeks, and you need definitely look at the matchup. But you need this guy to perform. I feel like he's going to be doing some more running stuff, at least to open up the pass play. We shall see what happens. Potential. It's huge potential L2. So keep that in mind. Ray Davis. This is going to be an interesting one. As Cook is probably going to come back, but just in case if they start sharing that backfield too, he's going to be a huge addition to your team, especially in the red zone. Those touches, being able to have that pickup. Only rostered in 15%. Again, definitely a secondary option just if Cook is out. Like I was saying, with wide receivers, Jalen's going to be the new guy coming in. He's only rostered in 2% of leagues, right? Because guess what? He's going to have to start getting reps. Obviously, there's no more solid wide receivers there, so someone's going to take over. Homie's going to be the one. Interesting pickup for a running back just because of Vegas's ability to not do anything offensively. I'm hoping that, Manson gets a lot more touches. And he's only rostered about 54%. So there's a possibility of that too. Again, keep watching what's going on with those matchups. And last but not least, because BA, because Debo, obviously Debo's coming back. How quickly? Not even sure. Juwan Jennings as well. Still with that kind of slight injury. Ricky Pearsall is definitely one to be picking up, and that's going to be simple flex points and a definite possibility of like a wide receiver too if you're low. So keep that in mind, guys. If you have other ideas from your waiver wire picks, always slide a DM over to us on Instagram or here on YouTube. Comment in our videos. Oh, he sees Bob. So he says, silly guy, silly guy. As we're moving on, guys, look at this. Next week's schedule is going to be huge. The reason why is because this is going to be the pinnacle point of that turning for the season. How are you going to be set up with those 8 games that have been coming through? Because the next 8 are going to matter huge if you want to have a playoff berth or a playoff run. Vikings, Rams. Thursday night football, baby. Goes either way. Just kidding. Rams, they're going to be at home. And obviously, they're gonna try to do what they can to have a great game against the Vikings. I don't see the Vikings giving up this victory. We're going with Vikings 6-1. Ravens Browns. You already know the story. Son Watson's out. Yeah, they're secondary. Ravens are just gonna run all over them with Derrick Henry. Obviously, have your starters in. See what's gonna happen. Especially Zay Flowers out. You might need some Justice Hill. Ravens are gonna take this one and go 6-2. They're obviously going to prepare correctly for this fight. Titans Lions, man, this is going to be upsetting because the first 3 games so far look like they're just going to be going to these guys who just been getting those victories. Titans might be able to hold them off for a little bit, but honestly, I feel like it's not the case. They're going to be at home. Detroit's going to kick their ass. You got something to say? No? You just trying to grab stuff? I love you. Colts Texans. Look, Colts are going to the Texans. They're going to the Texans. They're 4-3, but they don't have a defense. Are you getting tired, bud? I'm sorry. Are you getting hungry? Silly boy. Yeah, I know. Colts do not walk away from this one with a dub. I'm sorry. If you're gonna want to win against the Texans, you're gonna need that defense. And if that defense don't show up like it hasn't, they're just gonna run all over you like Joe Mixon has. Packers, Jags. Are Jags gonna get their shit together while playing at home? I don't think so. I think the Packers are gonna go in with a head of steam, just like they have been, and they're gonna walk out with another victory. I know this guy. We're almost done, but I swear. It's interesting when it's just bias. Cardinals at Dolphins. If Tua plays, I think the Dolphins win. If Tua doesn't play, I think the Cardinals win for sure. I think that's the game plan. They'll have no offense if the Dolphins do not have Tua. I don't know how the defense is going to have to struggle against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, but it's going to be an interesting matchup in my opinion. If Tua plays, Jets obviously coming off that loss. God, they're coming in to Foxborough. Obviously, it's nothing weird. It's not too far from them. I think they're going to be able to get that victory. But if Drake May and the boys really stop the Jets, I'm calling it, man. The Jets have screwed up by listening to Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, they're going to need to stack wins. I don't think this is the year, but we'll see what happens. Falcons at Bucks should be a fight to the death. I think the Bucks are going to get an early lead, and the Falcons are going to have to catch up. And I don't know if the Falcons are going to be able to do that. So that's going to be interesting. Eagles at Bengals. I think both of these guys really want this victory because it's going to show them and also the league not as, you know, just as well as their divisions that we're not going down without a fight. Eagles have been looking a little sus. They're still 4-2. Bengals definitely be looking sus. Let's see if they can go 4-4 before coming out. I'm on to say, man, that this is going to be a good game, and I think Bengals might take this if they're playing good. Saints at Chargers. It seems like the Chargers should win at home. It seems like the Saints are just not doing anything offensively because of their injuries, and their defense. Defense has been struggling a little bit. So we'll see what happens if the Saints can pull together one. If it's low scoring, like the last Chargers game, I think the Chargers pull away with a victory. Um, if it's high scoring, would be weird, but I think Chargers still win. Bills at Seahawks. This one should be fun. I think the Seahawks are prepared and ready to play a gritty, grimy game against a good Bills team. I think Gino's going to have fun. I think the Bills are going to have fun. I think they're going to need to watch Amari Cooper. But that should be an exciting matchup between the two. I'll give it to the Seahawks. I say they win at home. Bears Commanders. This should be a heavyweight battle just because the Bears show like they have been getting their stuff together wherever they are. I got to sneeze. It's going to be an interesting one. Jaden Daniels comes back in and plays against the Bears. I think it's going to be a heavyweight battle. Okay, but I'm sorry. Last one because mom's got to feed you. Panthers at Broncos. Broncos obviously take this one. It should be a little bit of a fight, but I really don't see the Panthers really pulling anything together this season. I don't really know what the case for their season is now at this point. Like, it's really tough. I'm sorry. Chiefs are not going to lose to the Raiders. They don't have anything going. I mean, if they come up with a miraculous victory against the Chiefs because it's a divisional game, then the Chiefs, I don't even know. They just came unprepared or just didn't care. There's no way the Chiefs are going to lose this one. It doesn't look like it's going to be a trap game for them. This one looks like a trap game for the Niners possibly with having the Cowboys. Obviously, the Niners have been upsetting the Cowboys for a minute. The Cowboys are pretty banged up, yes. 49ers are just as banged up. This Sunday night football match should be fun, and it's in Santa Clara. And I wish I would be going to that game. Swear. Wish I was going to that game. That'd be fun to watch. Monday night's only game, Giants at Steelers. Giants do not walk out winning. Steelers are going to go 6-2. Let's check out Brian versus Richard. All right, this was the best. This was the best. I think I forgot to change because we were on week 7. We can do it now. I swear. Perfect. So this week I had Mason Burrow, some Brown, some Jefferson. I got a lot of J's. I got a lot of J's in there. There's a lot of J's. It made me laugh when I started to look at it. I had a J Burrow, an A Brown, J Jefferson, J Mason, J Mixon, G Kittle, J Williams, San Francisco, and some Butker. This is a wild close one because as I was doing this, I did his first, and the first one was Richardson, which I was like, oh, trash. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He just played trash. It's okay. Fantasy points are tough. But then he had Chase. I was like, okay. Then the Collins thing was really tough. So I was like, there's nothing I can do about that. But you have Henry, 25. You have Barkley, 26. Hunter Henry, 17. White, 29. Like, these points started to stack. I was getting a little fearful. And then the Finns only got 5, and then Tucker got 13. And when I added it all up, I got 142.56. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm beating that. There's no way. And I started to tack on some of these. I was like, oh, I got some 20s. Oh, I got some 20s. And then I got some 15. And then I was like, oh, okay, these ones are kind of low, but we should be okay. And I got him, I think, at my QB spot, and maybe because he had that out with Collins. And I got him by 3 points, baby. 147, 5. Sorry, we don't know math. Little less than 5. But 147 to 142, I got B Weeks walking in 4-3. Richards 4 to B Weeks is 3 as we're walking in to week 8. Guys, it's that time. I normally would be a little bit longer, but we didn't have too much discussion with anyone today. I have to feed baby. And we will see you guys. I know. We will see you guys next week on Tuesday, 6 p.m., unless stated otherwise. Oh, he's just sad. All right, guys, I got to close this out. I got to feed him. Well, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to check out all of our clips on the Instagram as well as here on the YouTube channel. You guys take it easy and enjoy your night. Appreciate you.